Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class for the first intermediate grade. Our textbook is Super Goal 2 and today we will cover expansion units from Unit 1 until the Unit 4 reading. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazen Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Salih Al-Ajan. So let's begin. Our objectives in today's lesson, we hope that at the end of this lesson you will be able to apply different reading strategies and identify new vocabulary items and answer questions based on the text. Now, I would like you please to open your books on page 36. Open your books please on page 36. Now, on this page, you will see that you have a lot of pictures on the right side of this page. And I would like to have a look at these pages and tell me how can you name those things, or how can you name the pictures that you can see on page 36. And whether do you use the same words when you speak Arabic? So you have similar pictures or similar items like the one here we have, okay? So what do you think? Do you pronounce them in Arabic as you pronounce them in English? You see, some words in English, we call them that they are international words. It means that no matter what the language you speak, you will still pronounce these words. Such, for example, such computer. Computer can be used in all different languages, whether you speak English or you speak Arabic or you speak other language. So just think of the words or the picture you can see on page 36 and let me know. Do you use or do you name them, or do you use the same words in English as they are in Arabic? If you do, then let's make a list here and let's pronounce them together. And you tell me that whether you use them, if you use these words the same in English as you do in Arabic. So here the first word we have is t-shirt. The first word here we have is t-shirt. The second one is shorts. Shorts. So here we have a t-shirt and we have shirt. What do we call them in Arabic? Just think of it. If you pronounce them the same in English as you do in Arabic. And the other word we have is jeans. Jeans. So we have the clothes, t-shirt, short, and jeans. Do we pronounce them the same in Arabic as we do now in English? The other word we have is email. Email. So here we have email is another word that we use to send letters and so on. So do we use or do we pronounce email in Arabic as we do now in English? Just think of these words. The other word we have is mouse. This is a computer piece. This one is mouse. Where can we drag and click all of the items we would like? So mouse is another word. So do you pronounce it in Arabic as you do in English? Remote control. Remote control. When you sit on your living room and you want to watch TV, the first thing you grab is a remote control. So my question to you is, do you use the same pronunciation? Do you name it as a remote control in Arabic as you do in English? And also check in. Check in. Whether you go to a hotel or an airport and you would like to check in. So you pronounce the same word in Arabic as you do in English. And the last one we have here is smartphone. Smartphone. So all of these items, we can classify them to computer jargons or computer tools and clothing. So all of these, we can pronounce it, we can call them that they are international words, that they are pronounced in Arabic as we do in English. So just think, and you can even think of more of these words. You can expand this list. You can have as many words as you would like to talk about here in this list. Now, let's move on to our reading text. Today we're going to read this text, and I would like you to read it twice. The first time when I read it, you just listen. You don't have to do anything. And for the second time, when I read it, you read it with me and try to follow while I read. So let's begin now reading this text. Do you English everywhere? Do you come across English in your everyday life? Some teachers and students complain that they don't use any English outside the classroom. Think about it. We read, hear, and use English all the time. For example, words for food like burger or chips, computer jargon that is also used in general English, such as window, mouse, click, drag, etc. Words for clothes like jeans or t-shirt, short greetings or abbreviations like hello or okay. Think of all the video games, social networks, websites, and other material on the internet. When students search for information, they look up sources in English. Most of the films and programs on cable TV are available in English. Finally, anytime you walk into a mall or a supermarket and pick up different products, check the label or the instructions. Most of the information is in English. English is everywhere outside the classroom. Now, we have read the text for the first time. Now I'm going to read again, and this time you read with me and try to follow while I read. Do you come across English in your everyday life? Some teachers and students complain that they don't use any English outside the classroom. Think about it. We read, hear, and use English all the time. For example, words for food like burger or chips, computer jargon that is also used in general English, such as window, mouse, click, drag, etc. Words for clothes like jeans or t-shirt, short greetings or abbreviations like hello or okay. Think of all the video games, social networks, websites, and other material on the internet. When students search for information, they look up sources in English. Most of the films and programs on cable TV are available in English. Finally, anytime you walk into a mall or a supermarket and pick up different products, check the label or the instructions. Most of the information is in English. English is everywhere outside the classroom. So, this text talks about something that usually students of English and English teachers as well complain about, which is that they don't practice or they don't use English outside of their classroom. But when you think of it, we actually use English in every parts of our day. We use it when we go to the mall. We use it when we have a meal. We use it when we watch TV. So we use English in every time. And here we have shown you some example on when can we hear, when can we watch, when can we use English in our everyday life. So now let's have a couple of questions about this. And before we do this, here we have certain expressions that we read in this text. Let's explain them. The first expression we have is come across. Come across. When we said that we come across something, it means that we find it. To come across, it means that you find something. The other word we have is jargon. When we say computer jargon, like for example, mouse, drag, click, what do you mean by jargon is a terminology, a list of words related to a certain field. This is what they mean by jargon. And abbreviations, what do you mean abbreviation? Abbreviation is when we try to shorten a word in simple letters. So this is a shortened form of a written word or a phrase. So for example, we have a large word and we try to use the abbreviation for this word. So this is what they mean by abbreviations. Now, here we have a couple of questions about the text we have read. What we need to do now is to read the text and answer with whether with yes or no. So let's read those statements first, and then we will decide to write down whether either yes or no. The first one is, some students never use English outside the classroom. The second one, some words we use for computers also have a general English meaning. The third one, students do not need English when they search for information on the internet. The fourth statement is, most films on cable TV are in English. And number 5, there are no English labels on products we buy at the supermarkets. So, based on the text we have just read, now let's decide whether we agree with those statements or not. So the first one says, some students never use English outside of the classroom. So what do you think? Is this a statement? Can we agree with this statement and write down yes, or we disagree and write down no? Very good. The answer is no. Of course they use English outside the classroom. We said that they use it when they order a meal, when they watch TV. So we students can use English outside of the classroom. Number 2, some words we use for computers also have a general English meaning. So we use words in English in the same pronunciation as English, and those words also have the general meaning that we can say in English. So do we have similar words? Of course we do. And number 3, students do not need English when they search for information on the internet. So what do you think of this? According to the text, what does it say about searching? Do we need English words when we do searching? Very good. We actually need. So students do not need. This is a false statement. Students do need to look or to use English words when they are searching. Number 4, most films on cable TV are in English. So we said that we use English and we hear English and also we watch English. So how can we watch English? By those films we can see on cable TV. And the last one, there are no English labels on products we buy at the supermarket. What do you think? When you go to supermarket or a mall and you buy a product, do you see English words on the labels of these products? Of course you do. So here we're going to write no. There is English labels on products we buy at the supermarket. So here we go. Here are the answers of the first exercise we have. On the first exercise we have exercise A. Now let us move on to the second exercise we have. Also we're going to read the text and try to elicit the answers of these questions. So let's read the questions first. Number 1, what is computer jargon? Find examples in the text. And number 2, what are some English words for food and clothes that different speakers use? And number 3, when do students hear, read, or speak English? So let's begin with the first one. What is computer jargon? And let's find the example in the text. So the text talks about computer jargons, the words that related to computer that we usually use, such as window, mouse, click, drag, etc. We can even think of more of these jargon. We can say hardware, we can say a motherboard, we can say a TV screen or a computer screen. So we have a lot of words that we can use when we speak Arabic. So here, words and phrases that we use to talk about computers. Examples: window, mouse, click, drag, website, internet, and the list continues. So we can think of more and more words when we talk about computers terminologies. Now the second question we have, what are some English words for food and clothes that different speakers use? So what are the English words that we use for food and clothes that usually we use it even in Arabic? So if we go back to the text, we see here that it talks about the words for food, like burger or chips, and also for clothes like jeans or t-shirt or even short. So we'll go back here again and we write the words that we use, or the English words that we use, or different speaker use, such as burger, chips, ketchup. So we have a lot of words that we can use in English and Arabic as well. And also as the same goes for clothes like jeans, t-shirt, shorts, all of these we can use them in English and also in Arabic, as we said that these are international words that can be used in all languages. The third question here we have is, when do students hear, read, or speak English? So the last paragraph here on this text talks about when actually students can hear, can read, can watch, and can use English. So we'll see examples here that most of the films are available in English, and when you go to see products or pick up products from a supermarket, you will read a label that is written in English. So we can sum it up when we say that when you play video games, you'll see English, and when they use the internet, you will see English when you search, and also when you watch films and programs on cable TV, you will watch and you will listen to English, and also when you go shopping and read label or instructions, etc. So you will read. When you buy products from a mall, you will read the label that is in English. When you watch TV, you will hear English. And when you also use the internet, you will hear and also you will watch and also you'll read English words. So we actually use English outside of the classroom. Just think of the activities that we mostly do, and you will find out that we actually use English in in our everyday life. Now, let's move on to the other part, discussion. Here we have a couple of questions I would like to discuss with you. I'm going to read the question and also give you some hints, and you try to think of this question and what do you think of them. For example, the first one, what other English words do you use in your country? So we agreed that, or based on the text, we have agreed that we use words like, for example, mouse, t-shirt, jeans. So these words are English words, and also we use them in Arabic. So can you think of other English words that we use them both in English and Arabic? For example, if we talk about food, we can say that we have the word ketchup. This is a tomato sauce that we all use in English and in Arabic. So even we talk about the computer, the terms that related to computer, like for example the hard disk, okay, or USB. All of these are words that we use in English the same as we use it in Arabic. So just think of these terminology, think of these words. Words that we use for computers, for food, and also for clothing. You will see that we have English words that we use them in Arabic as well, and they are not mentioned here. So you can think of it. Now, number two, what Arabic words do English speakers use? So we talked about English words that we use as Arabic speakers, but vice versa. Do we have Arabic words that English speakers use? Of course we do. For example, one of these words is algebra. Algebra is an Arabic word that English users or English speakers use. So you can think, you try to search for this, it will be interesting. You can think of more examples of Arabic speakers or English speakers using English or Arabic words. Number three, do you read the subtitles when you watch films? Why or why not? So when you watch a film, so do you read the subtitles? If you do, then tell us why. Why do you like to read the subtitles? Is it because you like to understand the film, because you like to keep up with the films, or you don't like to read it because maybe you like to feel the language, you like to um, enforce yourself to learn the language, to listen more and practice it. So tell us your reason. Do you like to read the subtitles you can see on the movie or not? And the fourth one, how do you feel about using English in games or on the internet, and why? So usually when you play video game or you use the internet, you will see, of course, English words. So do you like to use them? Do you like to continue use these words because, you know, you want to practice, you want to build up your vocabularies, or you don't? Explain your reason. Why do you like to use English on video games or internet, and why not? And the last one here we have is, why is it important to know how to speak English, and give examples? So all of these cases, it's important, of course, to speak English. But why is it important? Why is it important that we speak English properly? So you can think of more examples. Because you want to be a native like when you talk about, when you use English, or because you want to practice more and more. So give us your reasons on why you think it's important to speak English properly. So all of these questions are only for discussion. You can think of these questions just to and elaborate more on the answers, just to give you a better idea about the lesson, and also about English use versus the Arabic use. Here we have when we, as Arabic speakers, when we learn English. Now, the last exercise we have here is writing. I would like you to look at the signs and write what each signs mean. And when you do, I would like to find and draw more of these signs in English and present them to your class. So here I'm going to show you a couple of signs, and let's, by looking at the signs, agree what does each sign mean, and you can write down the meaning of each sign. So, of course, some of the signs is clear, as some of the signs use words and not only signs. So we can understand what is the meaning of the sign only by looking at it. For example, the first one here, do not enter. So by looking at the sign, we know that this sign means that it is forbidden to enter this place or this room or this maybe parking lot or this avenue. So do not enter is clear. What does it mean? As it is written on the sign. The second sign here we have, and of course this is for emergency. If you are in a building, and of course you'll see next to the fire exits, you will see similar signs. This sign says, in case of fire, do not use elevators, use stairs. So when there is a fire in the building, it's recommended that you don't use the elevators, you use the stair instead. So as I said, some signs are clear ones. You have only when you look at it as it written, or it has written all the instructions on the exact sign. And also here the famous sign, which is stop. Of course, stop, it means that you stop moving. At this point of the sign, you stop moving as instructed. The other signs we have, and you can see those signs on page 37. The other signs we have, which is the push and pull sign. When you go to a store, any kind of store, you will see on the door, some of the doors, you'll see push and pull. So what do you mean? Push, we mean by push, when you push the door just to enter the place. And when you walk out, you pull the door. It means that you close it. So we have push and we have pull. Push and pull. So this is what they mean by this sign. Also, the other sign here we have, and this sign we need to explain it, as it's not clear from the first look. So this sign means no littering. No littering. It means do not throw your garbage or your waste on the streets or in this area. So this sign means it is forbidden to litter. It's forbidden to throw garbage and cans and stuff. Also here we have the other sign, When you are, if you want to walk on a street, or as they say, the pedestrian line, you will see the sign, do not walk, as there will be cars crossing. Do not walk. So this is also what do you mean by the sign. Also, this is exit, the exit emergency. In case of any emergency, you will see in hotels and in big malls and supermarkets, basically in every building, you will see an exit sign. When there is an emergency, you just follow these signs to walk out of the building. And the last one, here we have the up and down buttons for elevators. Up, of course, if you want to go to upper floors, and down if you want to go at the bottom floors. So here we have examples at these signs. You can also, what I would like you to do, to find more of these signs in English, and you test yourself whether you can understand what those signs actually mean or not. And now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.